I think sometimes I have good days and sometimes I have bad days in terms of pain and things like that. So if I say something one day like that, it seems not very possible for me to do things as much and things like that, and stuff. Sometimes I guess to some people it must seem like I'm overreacting or something, because a lot of days I probably look just like a normal person and do normal person things, and to say that on some days it'll be a bad day and on some days it'll be a good day, it's probably hard for people to understand as much. But yeah, that's just the way it is. Sometimes there's good days and sometimes there's bad days. So I was in quite a bit of pain the past couple of days or so. So today I've been thinking about different creams you can get supposedly for muscle rubs and pain relief and things like that. Like there's all sorts of different ones. Voltool, I believe. Ibuprofen gels, Radiant B, Oriental balms and tiger balms and things like that. You can get all these sorts of things. You're supposed to rub them into your leg or the area that hurts, and supposedly they're supposed to help. I don't know if they actually do, or if it's even possible, because for something to get there, I mean, it's got to be able to get there, really. It's got to, whether or not they get through your skin and actually affect the area, I don't know if there's any backing towards that, but I suppose there must be, because if you can sweat out salt, then you've got to be able to get something. It's got to work the other way. I mean, logically, stuff ought to be able to get in as well as out. But I don't know if any of this cream stuff does any work at all. It feels like it's a more active thing. Like if you're in pain and you rub cream into your leg, like if you've got leg pain, then you literally feel like you're doing something. You're actively trying to do something to help, because you're actively rubbing cream into your leg. It's an action. So sometimes I don't know if the action is more helpful. Like if you rub your leg and you've got muscle pain, then you are moving that muscle around and things. I don't know which one of those things, the cream or the action, is the more effective thing. I don't think you'd be able to do it as much without the cream though, so yeah. And I suppose it's to help in some way to relieve the pain. There's got to be some basis to it, otherwise there wouldn't be so many creams. Yeah, anyway, today I got Radiant B. Smells a bit like Vic Raver Rub, to be honest. Yeah. Which is better than some of them smell, actually, because some of them smell quite bad. And some of them you put them on and then you've got them all over your clothes and everything. Because if they're coloured or something, then you're going to get colouring on your clothes. Things like that. I think it's more trial and error. Some of them seem to do absolutely nothing at all. Like Mavelot, I personally have never had this cream do anything at all. Really, it just seems like a cream. It just seems like a cream. It just seems useless, which is weird because it was prescribed. And you'd hope that if you went to a doctor and he prescribed you something, it'd be useful. Also with creams, you'd think that since you're rubbing it directly into the area that you want it to work at, you'd think it'd be better than tablets, because if you take a tablet, then it goes in through your mouth obviously, and I'm not sure how it directs to the point of which you need it to direct help with, or whether or not you could just be putting stuff into your body that just getting the side effects and stuff, you know, without the benefits. Yeah. So at the moment I'm going to use this Freedom and just before then I used ibuprofen, and I did try the Oriental balm, but it's orange, so I got orange clothes for a bit. That's like all I can think of to say right now about creams, which is not a very interesting topic, I'm sure, to most of you anyway. I think a lot of the time people don't understand things. Like, I think things can be very hard. Like when I was first hit by a car, I couldn't walk at all practically for a month, and I didn't have a wheelchair or crutches or any sort of support or anything. I just had to spend most of my time in bed and rely on people carrying me or dragging me if I needed to get somewhere. And that was hard, because it would have been better if there was like some sort of support, I think. And I think that's also something that was really hard, was like when I was hit by a car, there was you know how in like films and stuff, if something happens to someone, everyone just comes around together and supports them. Like if someone runs away or is hurt in a film, everyone wraps around, is like everyone's their friend suddenly, and everything's brilliant there, everyone's supporting them and whatever at the end of the film. That's not real life. It's awful. I hate films like that. Well, I don't hate them, it's just sometimes they're a bit upsetting, because in real life people don't wrap around and support, I don't think. Some people just don't care at all. And I think when I was hit by a car, I found out lots of people don't care at all. So that was upsetting, you know, because I think when you're hit by a car, you're not only just hit physically, but you're like smashed apart emotionally a bit as well. Yeah. So people like ask you, oh, when are you going back to work and stuff, oh, when are you doing this, when are you doing that, and like I said about good days and bad days, people more expect you to get back to work and do those type of things than they do ask how you are, or allow you to do things you want to do, or anything like that. Yeah. A lot of the time when people ask how I am, they don't actually mean it. I don't think they just expect you to say you're okay all the time. Which is kind of ridiculous, really, because you're not going to be okay all the time, and they're not going to be okay all the time logically. But I guess it's easier for other people if they think you're okay all the time or something, I don't know. But I think it was just really upsetting when I was hit by a car, because I didn't really get like visitors or get well cards and things. So it was like finding out no one cares, or not many people care, and then having to live with that knowledge, you know? Because you can think that people don't care, and you can think you're bullied or stuff, or you can think no one likes you, but it's when the when you think that when push comes to shove, you know, when you're right on the edge, if you get injured or something, there would be someone there to support you, there would be support in place, you know. But instead I was sort of trapped in a bed for a month, unable to do anything, unable to walk or anything like that, and you find out that is the bottom, really, maybe. That you don't, there is no support barrier, and there is no people being there for you. I didn't get counselling or anything like that for it. That is it. It's all laid out for you. This is how it is. And then, since then, it's just been like a battle to get out of pain, I guess. Yeah. So, today I didn't do a huge amount, I must admit. I went for a short run. It is a short run. I mean, I don't really do very much on it. I mean, it's quite painful from the that's my legs there. A couple of people have asked me how far I run. It's not like that. It's really not. I can't run that far, first of all. It's too painful. Things like that. It's just, you know, I try to run a little bit to get better, to get fitter, I guess, and things like that. But it's not very far most days. It's just really not. So it's not about distance. People shouldn't ask me how far it was, because it's not about distance. It's not going to be, oh wow, I did that distance today, because it'd be kind of counterproductive, I think, to try and push further and further and further in distance and ignore what the effect is properly happening on my legs, just thinking about distance. I do what I can. That's it, I do what I can. Try and get better, do a bit of exercise, that sort of thing. Ooh,